Every day, there's another supplement, gadget, or habit promising to change your life. But before you add one more thing to your wellness routine, there's a question that could save you from wasted money, frustration, and another abandoned wellness goal. In this episode, I'll share a lesson inspired by a bottle of collagen capsules that may change the way you evaluate every health decision you make. Welcome to Wellness for High Performers, where ambitious people discover the path to sustainable wellness that actually feels good so they can build the dream without burning out. I'm your host, Erica Jones. I'm a wellness strategist and entrepreneur, and I help high performers create massive momentum by weaving wellness into their daily life. Well, hey there, and welcome back to Wellness for High Performers. I'm your host, Erica Jones, and I'm just getting back into the swing of things after being on vacation for a couple of weeks. Isaac and I went to Greece for the first time at the beginning of June, just the two of us, and it was magical. It was the best vacation I've ever had for multiple reasons. And I came back from that trip just feeling so relaxed. It was a deep relaxation that I've actually been able to maintain several days after we've arrived home, which is not typical. It was really a life changing trip and will probably change the way that we vacation from now on. I think I'm going to do an episode about it next week because there's a lot that I learned about how to rest well. So stay tuned for that. But today I want to talk about something else. And I want to begin by sharing a little story with you. So I've always been really into skincare from ever since I was a teenager. I actually used to have a wellness and beauty blog and website before I launched Elevate because I was so passionate about it. And as I've gotten older, I've been interested in ways to maintain my complexion naturally and just keep my skin looking great. So I was kind of brainstorming and I decided to put together a little protocol for myself beyond what I do for my skincare regimen each day. Things like eating well, using different products on my face topically, and all the other things that I'm doing daily for my health. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use my AI to research and just come up with a simple protocol. And of course, it suggested collagen peptides. They've been used for a long time. They're well studied for supporting skin health. And I've used them off and on over the years, but not with any level of consistency. So, based on the research that I see, I was aware that the recommended dosage was 2 to 5 grams of collagen daily to provide a benefit to the skin. That's what shows up in the studies. So I'm like, great, I'll take around 5 grams of collagen daily to get that dose. And I almost ordered a bottle of capsules until I looked at the dosage on the bottle, where it says the serving size, like how many capsules you need to take to get the amount that's in the kind of nutrition panel. And I realized I would have to take 9 pills a day to get enough of that collagen for it to have any benefit. So when I realized I would be adding 9 extra pills a day to my existing supplement regimen, it just made that option a non-start because I'm not taking 9 extra pills a day. And I know some people are like, well, you can use the powder. Like that's totally an option. I've tried the powders over the years. I'm not a big fan of collagen powder. So I was kind of looking to see if I could get it into my system regularly with a capsule. But the capsules, you have to take so many capsules a day in order to get that therapeutic benefit. And this is the thing that I want to hone in on today. It's counting the cost before we commit. Because what I could have done is I could have just ordered that bottle of collagen capsules. I could have had it delivered to my house and I could have tried to take those 9 capsules a day to get that therapeutic dose, that benefit. Or I could have been like, you know what, I'm just going to take 2 caps a day because that's what I can manage. But then it's like, what's the point? You're not getting the benefit with 2 capsules. I know I'm going on and on about this collagen thing, but there's a point here that I want to hone in on. And I'll say it again, it's counting the cost before we commit. There's an ancient passage from the Bible about this that hits this home. And whether you believe the Bible or not, you believe in God or not, there's a lesson to be learned from this teaching. And I'll read the passage to you. It's Jesus speaking in Luke chapter 14, verses 28 through 30. And he says, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and you're not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you and say, this person began to build and wasn't able to finish. Another translation says, Is there anyone here who planning to build a new house doesn't first sit down and figure the cost so you'll know if you can complete it? If you only get the foundation laid and then you run out of money, you're going to look pretty foolish. Everyone passing by will poke fun at you. He started something he couldn't finish. So, this is where I want to land today because there's a massive buffet of choices when it comes to your health. You already know this. There's endless options for gadgets and tools and habits and strategies, and it can be overwhelming if you allow it to be. But how do you decide what to bring into your routine and what to leave behind? Well, one piece of the puzzle that many people are missing is counting the cost. This is basically considering what is required to be successful before you even commit. So, that intense workout challenge you signed up for, can you do that for longer than a couple of weeks? That extreme nutrition plan that cuts out entire food groups, is that sustainable for you in your real life? What about that Instagram worthy morning routine? Can you really wake up at 5 a.m. forever? If the answer is no, then what's the point? It's fine if you want to sprint for a specified period of time to reach a certain goal. So, for example, after my babies were sleeping through the night, I went through a 3-month protocol of resetting my hormones and restoring my sleep. And it was pretty serious. And it required me to go to bed by 9 o'clock, 9:30 every single night. And I needed to do that for a set period of time to restore my sleep. And that strategy worked, but I couldn't make that my regimen for life, being in bed by 9 or 9:30 every night. And this is where I want to just give you some food for thought because true wellness is obtained through a healthy lifestyle. It's what you can commit to for the long run, where living well, eating well, moving your body, resting well, all of that is naturally integrated into everything you do and not reserved for sprints and challenges that rely on large doses of discipline and motivation. Jesus's parable makes this really obvious because none of us would embark on building a house or a building without first thinking about how much money is involved. And when a house is not completed, it's a very public display of failure. And I don't really believe in failure. I believe everything is a learning, but the perception is failure. Even if no one publicly sees that you're not following through on your health goals, you know it. And the internal dialogue that you have can quickly turn into, I'm a failure. This is why wellness and healthy living will never work for me. So, your word to yourself is paramount. You have to believe that you'll follow through on what you say. And the only way to build that trust with yourself is through commitment. And when I realized this, it was a massive shift for me. It's why I don't just throw out my commitments willy nilly, because when I say I'm going to do something, I'm creating a commitment not just to another person that I may be saying, hey, I'm going to do this for you. I'm creating a commitment to myself as well. And if I renege over and over again, I subconsciously start to lose that trust with myself. I whittle away at my belief in me that I'm going to follow through. And then the next time I say I'm going to commit to something, especially a goal or an aspiration, I'm less likely to believe I'll actually do it. And this is so, so damaging, not just with your relationship to yourself, but to establishing and maintaining your health habits. You have to build an identity that you can be successful and follow through. And this is one of the massive mental shifts that I realized years ago that I'm still working to apply to everything from working out to anti aging habits to sleep. There's so many things that it still applies to, but so much of what we do is rooted in our identity and how we see ourselves. And if you want to be a person who believes your own word when you say that you're going to do something, make it easy to be consistent and follow through. But you won't do that if you don't first count the cost and make sure that you can really commit long term. It's not so much about the volume of health habits and gadgets and things that we can stack and all the tools and biohacks and all of these things. It's not so much about the volume. It's about what can we do consistently that creates the most leverage. So that's it from me today. And the question for you is, what health habit did you commit to, but maybe you didn't consider what it would cost in time, energy, bandwidth, or anything else? And if it's unsustainable, How can you pivot now and create a better outcome for the future? Sometimes the pursuit of better or quote unquote best becomes the enemy of sustainable. So don't just ask, does this work? Ask, can I realistically do this for the next year and beyond? Because every wellness habit has a price tag, not just in dollars, but in time, attention, energy, and mental bandwidth. So make sure you're willing to pay before you commit. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope this episode gave you a fresh perspective or a practical insight that you'll bring into your daily life. Remember, you can build your dream and protect your well being at the same time. If you want more support, head to elevaze.com. That's ELEV as in victory, AYS.com. And join me inside the Elite Edge. That's my weekly inspirational email for high performers like you who want to thrive while they achieve. And until next time, make time for what matters and keep showing up as the high performer you're created to be.